I am McGee-Pasceri. This is my speech at a special occasion. With over 6 billion people in the world today, what are the probabilities of finding your perfect soulmate? The probabilities are really slim. But with modern day technology such as online dating, finding your soulmate has become a lot more reasonable. You can do it just by sitting behind your computer wearing your pajamas, pretty much. That being said, our parents met in an era where there was no internet. There were barely computers at that time. So the chances of them being able to meet someone were way less significant than they are today. In the 1980s, my mom and my dad met because my dad's boss was married to my mom's friend, and they introduced them. My mom will tell you that the only reason she gave my dad a second date is because he gave her the whipped cream from his dessert, and my dad will joke that that is the worst decision that he's ever made. My parents were older when they met, so they knew exactly what they were looking for in each other. My mom at 38 and my dad at 36, they had an idea of what they wanted, and they were it. Within 6 months, they were engaged. Within 1 year, they were married. And within 2 years, they had a studly and handsome young boy, me. Growing up as an only child, I became extremely close with my parents. And I'll literally never forget the one time that I was in first grade, back in the day. But basically what happened was I was supposed to go to a practice for a talent show that I was doing in first grade. We were going to give a legendary Backstreet Boys dance performance. And I was supposed to go home with another kid that day. I ended up going home on the bus because my dad forgot to write a note letting me know. And when I got home, there was nobody home to meet me. I was only 6 at the time, and I made a 2.5 mile trek on foot back to my school because I knew that my school would take care of me. And when my parents got home, just about 10 minutes after I had left, they were frantic and didn't know what to do. They just found my backpack sitting on the floor, or sitting next to our garage, and me nowhere to be found. Within about 20 minutes of them searching and calling around, the school contacted my parents, and my dad came flying over to the school and scooped me up into his arms crying. And that was the first time I've ever seen my dad cry in my whole life. And I really don't think I've seen him cry since. They were all tears of joy. He took me home, and right after we got home, about 5 minutes later, my mom came home, and she did the same thing. Came home sobbing, gave me a big hug, and that was that. I wasn't allowed to take the bus for a very long time after that. But so basically, the point of the story is that people make mistakes, and we mess up, and it can be really complicated sometimes when life gives you wrinkles and wrenches to deal with. But the thing that's going to hold forever through that is love. And love is something that I have for my parents have for me, and most especially that my parents have for each other. That'll hold eternal, that'll hold in this life and in the next, and I fully believe that. And I just want to cheers to love and cheers to my parents on their 25th wedding anniversary today.
Wow.
So, cheers, peeps.
There we go.
Cheers.
Was that